Hello everyone, let's begin. Tuning into the information that's available to us for this session. Almost. There. Cool. Okay. Tuning of this information 100%. Translation of this information 100%. Wonderful. There's something that my hand has landed on here that seems relevant. And a point off to the side as well. Those textures stick together. It's like there's a string that's connecting to something larger here. I'm still tuning into what the shape of this larger thing is here. It's like a jellyfish, although the color is black. Black with pink and purple hints. Highlights, outlines, the way that lights hit it and shimmer off are more pink and purple. The bottom line is frilling, like you would expect of watching a jellyfish in water. This string is relevant. Increased textural sensation at the back of my head on both sides. Back of the head relevant in terms of an emotion. Tilting line popping up that feels like nausea. Nausea connecting these 2 points here. Emotions to do with the thalamus, usually to do with some form of stimulation, typically, most often overstimulation. Something about overstimulation is the emotional pattern that we're tapping into here. A twitch of the right cheek. Right cheek is relevant in this situation. Something that I don't have a category for, so let's talk about. The first thing that comes to mind is someone pinching your cheeks, which makes me think someone treating me like a child. Someone is looking down on me. That's the emotional correlation that's happening here, along with this overstimulation, with this tilting line. It's associated with being treated like a child. Being demeaned in some way. Yes, being demeaned in some way. Increased textural sensation looping around this ear. Looping around the ear representative of an amygdala-based pattern. So it puts my body into a state of survival instinct, into a state of fight or flight. This being demeaned puts me into a state of fight or flight. Let's find out why. Increased textural sensation now inside of my solar plexus area. Are we working with an organ here? We're working with an organ. See something off to the left side. Is this the stomach? Is this the spleen? Interesting. Kidney, adrenals. It's a little bit lower, so maybe something in the small intestine. Something in the small intestine. Something to do with love. Small intestine, the center for love in the body. Emotions relating to love. Desire is the word that pops in through the right ear. Right ear is relevant. Right ear is relevant to do with something specific. There's still this jellyfish-like sensation, but I feel like we can just hold that in our awareness now. Okay, so I don't have to be touching it anymore. Something about love and something about desire. Traditional Chinese 5-element theory having to do with the 5 elements of spirit. Zhi is coming to mind, Z-H-I, having to do with determination, willpower. Associated with the wood element. Wood element associated with, in constitution basis, my type A sort of personalities, the individuals who have a lot of their ego based in their capacity to take action. Something about taking action. So desire to take action, but in moving towards something here, the reactions of individuals outside of me are making me feel demeaned in a specific way. I am being treated as though I'm a child, like my perspective, because it deviates from the norm, is not useful, right? And this is putting me into a state of fight or flight, where I feel unsafe, I feel overstimulated, and I feel like I'm having difficulty speaking my truth anymore, because every time I do, I just get treated like it doesn't matter. Looping around the ear is getting more intense in sensation. We're still working with a fight or flight pattern related to that. Is there more that we need to know about this? No, so it's intensifying as we're tuning into this pattern. I'm seeing this jellyfish start to move up here. So the string is attached here. The string is attached to this looping pattern around the ear, again to do with the amygdala, to do with the fight or flight reflex that's associated with zhi, right? Z-H-I, my willpower, my drive, not my desire to take action, but the capacity that exists within a human being to even start to have that desire in the first place, even start to have that capacity to step forward. That's the element of spirit. It's not about whether you want it, it's about whether or not it's there. Same as everything to do with traditional Chinese medicine, we have deficiencies and we have stagnation, right? So you have either too much of something in a meridian or too little of something in a meridian. That's not the only way that energy work functions. That's what's happening in this pattern. Right now there's a deficiency of zhi. Okay, so a third point. So we have this moving jellyfish, this looping around the ear, and this third point that feels like I'm holding something between my thumb and my forefinger. It's like one of those old 12-sided dice, or 20-sided dice, whatever it is. Well, is that relevant? Okay, 12, 20. A 20-sided dice. But 20 being important for some reason. Is the number 20 important? No, more like the number of chances is important. I have so many opportunities available to me if I can just have access to my capacity to take action. It isn't about me having to know what step to take. It's just a result of me showing up and having this capacity. And the actions occur as a natural response. Cause and effect. It's not about me trying, it's not about me efforting, it's about me showing up and being me. And as long as I have this, then I have everything that I need. Okay, for some reason I'm being called to put this here. So it's like a it's like a crown with a 20-sided dice right here. Okay, and that jellyfish is now the bottom of the jellyfish is facing me, and it's like the frills are creating a breeze that's blowing this way. Jellyfish, right? That's the shape of the information that we're working with. It's not an actual jellyfish. Is it an actual jellyfish? No, okay, so it's the shape of the information that we're working with here. Okay, and that's coming to a halt. It's like, you know, in cartoons when they would stop on their heels and they would go like, and then they would stop there. That's kind of the motion. It goes, and it stops here. So something here, further in, closer to the body. Okay, so something here. Let's talk about something to do with the first cervical vertebrae. This can be associated with fight or flight states in the body. So let's talk about vertebral placement here. Let's see, so left side relevant. Left side is relevant in terms of feminine energy in this case, so my capacity to receive. In this case, my capacity to receive, my capacity to receive, the ability to take action. My capacity to receive the charge that it takes for me to effortlessly step into the response that becomes action. Still feeling this nice breeze. It feels kind of soothing, like it's a balm over the situation. Makes me not have to pay attention so much to the fact that I feel a little bit of anxiety. I feel a little bit of fight or flight here. So something about C1, let's talk about range of motion is the phrase that's popping into the center of my head. So let's check the range of motion of C1 having to do with one side versus the other, implying lateralization. I'm a chiropractor, so this is not chiropractic. This is me checking meridian-based energy work with you that happens to do with a range of motion that I happen to know because I am also a chiropractor. But this is not chiropractic. So we tuck our chin towards our chest, and with our chin still tucked, we turn our head all the way towards one side as far as we can go without having to force it. How far does it easily go? Stops about here. How about the other way? Okay, the other way goes farther. You notice that? This side goes to about here, the other side goes to about there. So on this side I'm about halfway through my collarbone. On this side I'm pretty much to the end of my collarbone. So less range of motion in rotation when I'm moving it that way. That can also be associated with lateral flexion, so this is harder to see, but the top, just the very top of my neck in isolation probably can't tilt as much that way as the other side. Yeah. Okay. So difficulty within C1, the first vertebrae of the neck, associated with that fight or flight reflex because it has shifted laterally. So let's work with this emotional pattern, right? This willpower-based pattern. That tilting line is still here. Now it's connected more to the center of the solar plexus. It's moved off to the side here a little bit. The emotion of love that we tapped into before, there's more that we need to know about this. Is the love related to the desire? The desire is related to the desire to take action. The desire to take action towards something that I love, towards something that's important to me, right? So we're putting the puzzle pieces together. It's like two lines that are stacked on top of each other here. I feel nervousness in my solar plexus area, especially as I touch here. Yeah, so let's stay here. Pay attention to that breeze, pay attention to that jellyfish blowing that calming breeze over us. We're balming this sensation. Okay, and it's moving horizontal. And the lines are stretching apart. And they break open, and both of them sort of slowly fade away. off in those directions off to the sides of us. I also felt a little bit of popping at my lower neck, which is interesting. Pardon me, energy moving. Okay. Everything is settling. There's something more. Check. Check. Okay, let's come back to that range of motion. So we tuck our chin towards our chest, and we turn. Hey. All the way to the end of the collarbone. Compare that to the other side. Yeah. Nice. Cool. All right. I believe that's all that I have for you today. Are these trapped emotions still present within our energy? Is there anything more that we need to know? That should do it for today. I hope that was beneficial for you, and I will see you next time. Bye.